What's up guys, welcome back to Proxima Reviews. In my past videos, we opened up a burger and a burrito. And now, I guess we're opening and unboxing a lumpia. For those of you who know what that is, if you know, you know. So yeah, let's open this thing. This is actually two new spring type airsoft guns combined. So, let's get the show on the road. Right, so here we go. We have two of our stuff here, but we will focus first on this one. Alright, so right off the bat, this is very interesting, I'll tell you that. I didn't expect that it would be pretty nice actually. It's not that bad. I expected it to be, to feel like cheap plastic, and it actually kind of does, especially this part on top. See, it already started to bend, and this is kind of sharp. The plastic used also, especially for the stock, is kind of rough. But then what you could see here is actually very, very detailed. So some info about the Heckler and Koch G36C. It was really made as a rifle for the Bundeswehr, the army, the military of Germany. So in the past, Germany used to use the G3, but that was a rifle that was getting pretty old for its time. And then Heckler and Koch decided to build a new rifle that was supposed to be for their military, and Germany desperately needed a new rifle to upgrade its old platform. And then there came the G11, the futuristic looking G11. But then, if you know, you know where that went to. And then the day came when East and West Germany finally united. The entire German military needed a new service rifle. And in that need came the G36, the rifle version. First of all, because they couldn't use the G3 anymore because it was getting old and it was still chambered in 7.62. For the other Germany, it used the AK-74. So I'll leave you to guess why that's not the best option to adopt. And then the G36 came as a response to that, and it was chambered in 5.56 223 rounds because of the growing need for support for that bullet because of its allies in NATO, because NATO was starting to produce more for that standardization. And hence, you have the G36, and this one is the G36C, the compact variant, because this one has a smaller barrel, so it's smaller than the big one. This should have a folding stock actually, but on this one they decided to not put a folding stock, so this should fold here in the real one. And the reason why there's a big hole here is so that you could still use it when the stock is folded, see here, because the ejection port is right in the middle of the hole, therefore the bullets will still eject if you're going to use them. But then for this one, okay, let's just try to put it on. Okay, there's a button under here, so probably gotta press that first. Oh, that's a little bit rough. Oh, that's rough. Okay. Yep, that's pretty rough. I mean, it's made of cheap plastic, but it's a pretty sturdy plastic too. There are some dents here and there, but I don't mind. Okay. One of the cool things about the G63 and the German design by Heckler and Koch is that it's fully ambidextrous, and surprisingly, for this one, it also is. So this is your fire selector, and on the other side, you also have a fire selector. See? It moves when I move the other one, so that's pretty cool. But we'll have to determine first which is safe. I think this is safe, and this is single fire. So apparently this one doesn't have fully automatic. Well, I guess it doesn't. right? So you have your standard Picatinny rail there. And then this one, I believe, is a charging handle. And it's also ambidextrous for this one, since you could, it's spring loaded, therefore you could just pull it to one side or the other side and then charge. There you go. Right, let's try to load the magazine. And if you aren't seeing this, and I don't know what you're seeing, but that is pretty cool. It has these fake dummy bullets inside so that you can see them. And on the real G36, this is also translucent. That's so you could see how many rounds are left inside. So the pellets, they go here in front, I think. Yep, there, that's where you go. Right. Not bad, actually. I actually bought this for $699. That's just a little bit close to the Glock. Well, it should be cheaper, but you can get one of these for $699, so I might just suggest that. But we have to see how it performs first. And it actually also comes with free pellets, so I don't know which one is for which, because the other gun is also like this. So, but you get one of these at least. Okay. So let's try to place this inside. Let's just see how it feels. Now it looks like. There we go. Ooh, that's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. That's fine. It was way smoother on the PDW. But there you go. That is your complete G36C. For those wondering how long it is, I actually asked this when I bought this. It is 72 centimeters, which I will tell you is accurate. And it's 72 centimeters long, fully extended. So you get an accurate representation here of the very unique G36C. Alright, so let's just test this once. I might load a bullet here. Oh, so how you eject the magazine is kind of like how you eject it on an AK-47. There's a tab here that you push. In the M4, you press a button here. On this one, you press this tab and then you pull. But then on this one, it's kind of rough. So maybe I'm gonna have to sand this a little bit. Right, so that's how you take it out. $19, $20. 20 round magazine for this one. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like it. It looks really nice. See that? Right, there we go. So let's try to charge it. So let's try it out. Let's pull it. Right, there we go. And I'm gonna aim at my target over here. Firing in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, alright. Let's try another one. 3, 2, and 1. Alright. I'm pretty liking how it shoots. So I'm gonna test it out for a few days and tell you what I think about it after. So stay tuned, guys. It's coming up. Alright, willkommen zurück. Also, hier ist unser G36C, ein von Heckler und Koch in Deutschland entworfener Kompaktkarabiner, der zu den Standardwaffen der Bundeswehr gehört. Er liegt Oh, Moment mal. Oh Mann, ich dachte für eine Sekunde, ich wäre in Deutschland. Tut mir leid. Oh man, I thought I was in Germany for a second there. Sorry about that. This G36C really got to me, as you can see. So alright, as I was saying, first of all, welcome back. So here is our G36C, a compact carbine designed by Heckler and Koch in Germany, and is one of the standard issue weapons of the Bundeswehr, or the German armed forces, as I've said in the earlier part of this video. And honestly, I was very surprised when I was using this, because it was actually great. It performed really well. So as you can see here, I've actually attached a reflex sight on my G36C. It doesn't come with this. This is actually something that I've had for a long time now, because it was part of a telescope that I bought before. But me using this should tell you a lot about the gun right away, because what better way to test its accuracy than with an accuracy tool, right? A red dot sight. And this gun is actually pretty accurate, if you're gonna ask me. So let me just take this out for a second, just so that I can show you the whole gun just as stock. So let me take this out. So yeah, this is my reflex sight, if you wanna see how it looks like when it's turned on. But you should be able to see a red dot in there somewhere. Alright. So this is what you are gonna get when you buy this on Lazada. Designed by Heckler and Koch in Germany to be used by the Bundeswehr as their standard weapon. And this is the compact variant of that, which is used for close quarters operations and those inside buildings or in tight spaces. It's designed to be shorter. The barrel length is shorter than the rifle version. This is what you call a compact carbine. Alright then, lass uns darüber reden. Let's talk about it. So, for the build of the G36C, I could say that it was quite sturdy as I was using it. I didn't really feel that it was something that's just gonna break if I death grip the grip, or if I squish something. If I drop it, I felt like it was just gonna have a dent, not really gonna break. But I'm pretty sure if you drop it real bad, it's gonna break. And that brings me to saying that you probably just really have to take care of it. If mishandled, this will break easily. For general use, yes, it's actually quite sturdy. You can navigate and use it with much intention. I've been trying to do speed drills with it, and most of the time I've been gripping it quite hard, but just not too hard, right? I've also been charging the handle really fast without thinking about it, if it might break or anything. And so far, it could take the beating despite it just being plastic against like the spring of the gun. So yes, it's quite sturdy, but also fragile at the same time. So there's a balance, there's a gray area between that, and that's how you use it. And as long as you don't mishandle it, you should be okay. But straight out of the box, you can see that there are some parts of this that aren't as good quality, like this, the Picatinny rail. You can see that it's kind of depressed this area, and the plastic here is kind of sharp, so just don't get caught in that. And as long as you're kind of mindful of that while using it, you should be good. And if you're okay with that, I mean, it doesn't mess up the look too much. I mean, if you look at it closely, you can see that it's kind of depressed here in the middle, right? Here. But then if you're using it, I guess nobody would notice. This part is actually also detachable. So the barrel is only really this long. So it's kind of like a handgun. And then you put this as your front grip, which I think is a good thing, for it contributes actually to the accuracy and the performance of the whole thing, because since you have such a small barrel, that means there's less friction when the BBs are going out, and that's kind of important because a regular smooth barrel that doesn't always remain smooth will eventually cause your pellets to fly with less range and with less accuracy. So it's kind of good that it looks long, but actually this is really just pistol sized. That's why it performs better. That's why I felt it performs better. Okay. So for the realism aspect, it looks quite real to the real G36C, with a few misses here and there. First, let's point this out, tip to stock. In front of it is a 4-prong open flash hider. This is, I think it's typically called the bird cage. So it's an open flash hider. It's not really like the M4, which has a ring in front. This is just open. The charging handle is ambidextrous, so you can charge it from either side, and also the fire selector switch is also ambidextrous. The ejection port, that's one of the things on this that is not true to the real thing. The ejection port, it's correct that it's here, but it should have kind of like a wedge. That's because when the cartridges start ejecting, it hits that wedge so that it doesn't go directly behind you. It hits it at an angle, so the cartridges also launch at an angle. And another thing that does is, when you fold the stock, you can actually hook it on top of that wedge so that it stays in place. Actually, if you've seen my review video on the P1977 or the KAC PDW, you could actually see something like that wedge. It's not used for the cartridges, but there is a small hook there where you can hook the foldable stock. So that's something that you don't get with this one. But since the stock also doesn't fold, sadly, you're not really going to need that. Another thing that they failed to replicate in the real one is the front iron sight. If you've seen the MP5 of Heckler and Koch, one of their more famous guns, you would recognize that the front sight is a circle. On this one, it's just a small U-shaped. I don't know what is this. Just that it's a U shape, and then it has this spike in the middle. On the real one, this should be a full circle, just like the MP5. And then you align that with your rear sight. And aside from those, it's pretty good. It's pretty on point with the design. The sticker, the HKG36 sticker, is not really aligned well there. But alright, it's fine. Maybe you could just place it in a better location, or maybe take it off. It says here HK-UMP. The UMP, this is not the UMP. The UMP is actually a different gun, but also made by Heckler and Koch. It's a submachine gun, and this is not a UMP submachine gun. There is also a Picatinny rail here at the bottom of the front grip. The Picatinny rail, you could actually put a front grip on that, like a foregrip, but I do not advise you to do that because it's actually very, very fragile, and you could actually pull the whole thing out. It's just held inside by screws to plastic, so this is one of the really fragile parts of the gun. So I do not recommend putting anything on this front Picatinny rail. On the top, however, it's very, very strong. Even if it's depressed here in the middle, it's still quite a sturdy Picatinny rail, so you could attach whatever sight you have if you want to put a sight on it. And I'm pretty sure you could put a sight on it because it was actually pretty accurate. With the range that it has, it was pretty accurate in my testings of it. The length is also pretty accurate at 72 centimeters, which is just right about the size of compact carbines. This is the real HK-G36C, I think, is somewhere around 716 millimeters, so that's also around 72 centimeters, so that's pretty accurate. The translucent magazine is one of the best touches on this G36C for me. I mean, look at that. If you want something that's gonna look cool, this is the one. Look at that magazine. It actually has some bullets, some fake bullets, dummy bullets inside. And that is one of the most realistic aspects of this whole setup. It's because the real G36C actually does have a translucent magazine. Heckler and Koch makes them translucent so that the soldiers, or those who are going to use it, will have a better idea of how many rounds they have left inside. Okay, so this is how you put the magazine inside. At first, in the video, it was kind of hard to put it in, but if you use it continually, and maybe you could like use some sandpaper down here inside, it's actually not that hard to do. It just doesn't funnel in, but you can do it. And this, it has a push tab, just like the AK-47, to release the magazine. So that's how you release it. Alright, let's put that back there. So I could say that when you're talking about realism, this is quite a good copy. It falls short here and there, but essentially you have what a G36C would be mostly made out of, and it's hard to tell unless you really scrutinize it this way that I'm doing right now. So that's a good job on this one. So for power and accuracy, probably one of the most important aspects of a toy gun. The power on this was surprisingly good. At first, I didn't think it would be good because it felt really cheap and it had a much quieter discharge than my P1977. But when I tested it out, to my surprise, the pellet flew farther than that of the P1977, like a good 3 to 5 meters further before it started to dip. And I was quite confused at first because I thought, yeah, I mean, it's a G36C, they might have just made this so that it looks good. I mean, well, tastefully to some people it might look like a toy, but I personally like it. I thought it would be weak because at first the discharge, it was really, it didn't really give that much of a bang compared to the P1977, which was my standard at that time, which the P1977 has a really big bang because it was quite heavy at first, and then the spring is actually quite strong and it makes the whole gun vibrate whenever you shoot it. So I thought that was like, wow, this was strong. But then came this one. To my surprise, the pellet flew far further. It was also very much more accurate. I mean, accurate to the point that I could use a red dot sight efficiently, which is, as I've said, a really good way to measure the accuracy because it's an accuracy tool. Because with the front sight, if you're gonna measure accuracy with just the front sight, you don't really have a reference point on where the bullets or the pellets should go. Like the X and Y axis, it's really a lot of you really have to estimate it a lot. And probably you could shoot targets with it, but you can't really shoot targets with much precision. But then with a red dot sight, and I've been trying to shoot targets, not only the targets that I'm going to show in the videos, but also precision targets. Like I drew up the crosshair targets with the circle thingy, I forgot what it's called, and tried to shoot the middle, and it just kept on going there. Wherever I would zero in the target and then shoot it, it would just go there. That considering the range, the limited range that it has. But then that for me was really fun because maybe it's not as powerful a bang that the P1977 would give you. But then if you're the type of person who would try to compete with yourself and shoot targets at a distance very accurately, I think this one would satisfy you more because this one will perform. And to the point that I could say that this will perform and hitting the targets will be up to you, not up to the gun anymore. The other one, it has some accuracy issues here and there, especially because the range is smaller and because the barrel of the other one is really a full-length barrel. Therefore, a lot of the power gets lost as it travels through the barrel because of friction. And this one, as I've said, because it's just like a pistol, the barrel is only this small. That's why I think it translates a lot more of its power to the flight rather than to the friction inside. So that's something that you're gonna get out of this. You're gonna get range and you're gonna get accuracy. I've been trying to put some rounds in the same hole and it does it. So that's why that was something I really liked about this one. And this is of course the standard of spring type airsoft guns. This is not the accuracy and the range of AEGs or GBBs, but I'm talking about this one from the standpoint of the standard of spring type pistols, guns, rifles. And this one was one of the best, if not the best performing one that I've had so far. So for fun factor and usability, I was really able to enjoy it, putting pressure on myself rather than the gun. And it actually did perform and deliver. So yeah, the rest is really up to you. Usability is without a doubt one of the strong suits of this German-designed G36C. Its ambidextrous layout it considers all walks of users, left-handed or right-handed, or if you're right-handed but want to charge the handle with your right hand also because you're used to those type of guns, or if you're right-handed and then want to use your left hand for efficiency, this is for you. You could do that. And also, it also considers snipers who, like I said a while ago, you might be right-handed and you're used to charging with the right hand as well. Like snipers use the bolt at the right side, not really the left side, right? So it's ready for you whatever way you want to use it. So with that being said, using the charging handle on the G36C was really, really efficient for you to shoot at targets because you don't have to take your stock out of your shoulder anymore. You could just focus on trying to aim at the targets. And another thing is you could rapid fire this thing, and I will show you in the video how to do it. But the thing is, let's take this out. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so you could shoot while cocking this, like that. See? And because of that, you could operate this really fast, and that's a good rate of this gun. So to conclude, I was actually really happy about this purchase, as it performed really well, unexpectedly. Yes, it is cheap, it feels cheap, and it feels fragile. But as long as you take care of it, I'm pretty sure it's fine. You won't really break it. I mean, I've been treating it really badly. At first, I wanted to buy this gun just because I was interested in the G36 design, because I've seen them in games like Resident Evil, and if anybody watched season 1 of The Punisher on Netflix, this is exactly the G36C that Frank Castle uses as his weapon when he took out I think it was the Anvil guys in the basement. There was even a scene there that you could see him actually charging the handle, this distinct handle, when he was readying his weapons. So that was actually cool when I saw that part, because I like the G36C, and when I saw him use it, like, oh yeah, that's cool. So this is one that I really enjoyed a lot, because you just keep hitting your targets, the gun will perform, and it's all up to you to hit those targets, and you don't have to think about and compensate for your gun too much. Even without the red dot sight, I've tried shooting it with just the iron sight. It would hit. It would really hit. And the range that it gives you would be, I think, perfect for the backyard scenario. For airsoft matches, no, it's really hard to use spring type stuff in airsoft matches unless it's the really strong sniper. And those are also tailored for only some people. As a backup weapon, I don't know. It could function as long as you don't get someone rapid firing back at you. But if you could stealthily bring this and then shoot rounds at them from a closer distance, probably you can as a backup weapon. Or if you just want to try bringing it to challenge it yourself, I don't know, yeah, you could. So yeah, this is the G36C. So thank you very much once again for watching this video, and I would want to especially thank all of you for helping me reach 100 subscribers. I've reached it this month, and I am very happy because I really just started this channel as kind of like a side hobby, because I wanted to talk about the cool stuff I find, and I see that a lot of my friends and family like it when I talk about these stuff. So I just tried it. I took the leap, and maybe other people want to listen to it too. And thank you for the 100 plus people who actually do want to listen to it. And I hope I am helping you out with the reviews that I make. And please continue to chat with me in the comments if you have questions on these stuff. Feel free to put it there. I try my best to answer all of you, but you know, the comments are getting real out of hand for me because a lot of people are commenting. I'd still try my best, and hopefully I could answer all of you. If I don't answer, probably try commenting again. But it's I'll try my best to answer everyone. And yeah, for more reviews on these kinds of stuff, please visit my channel at Proxima Reviews, and you can find a lot of other stuff there, and there will be more. And that is for sure, not just Airsoft, also other stuff, because you guys have been really supportive, and thank you very much. And see you soon on more of these videos. So, vielen Dank, auf Wiedersehen. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.